first ask you a question. What's the one thing better than winning the lottery? Simple. Passive income. Imagine sitting down in front of the TV and having the money roll in every single week. If this is something you're interested in happening, I'm here to guide you through the 7 passive income ideas that change the money-earning game now. Watch till the end for a special bonus idea. Hi guys! Welcome to Modern Wealth. Before we jump into this, let me tell you something you should always remember about passive income. It always requires one of 2 things, either time or money to get started. But most importantly, it would require at least a little bit of maintenance. The most exciting thing about passive income is that it's good for everyone. But you should know that it still depends on individual circumstances. There are some passive income ideas that might work better than others, depending on where you're at in life. That's why it's worth listening to all the ideas before deciding on which one best suits you. Let's begin with passive income idea number 1. Online sales. Thanks to new and more accessible technology, online selling has become a huge thing in the money-making game. In 2020 alone, online sales surged by 46%, which was the biggest increase since 2008. This means that there is an opportunity to make money in the online space as long as you're tech-savvy. Things like working remotely and shopping online are so much more common now. So I'd say that now is a better time than ever to get started with online sales. Well, any sort of online business really. The scope for online business is huge. There are so many choices at your fingertips. Just keep in mind that whatever you decide to do depends on your situation. Small eBay businesses started from your bedroom have a much lower barrier to entry, meaning they are easier to start and maintain, whereas you can't exactly try to be the next Tesla without funding. And of course, a lot of space. As I've said time and time again, no income is truly passive. Everything requires at least some work sometimes. The reality is that starting an online business won't be entirely passive in the beginning, but once you've got things set up, they can start to run themselves. Teens are actually making millions of dollars nowadays just by selling products on platforms like eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and even on their own websites. Just think about it. If you can buy something for 50 cents and sell it for $5, then you're the real winner. You get 10 times the profit from it. There are some people that will say this is a scam. However, to get any type of manufactured product at 50 cents, you would need to order at least 50 units and wait for them to be shipped in. Now, if holding a product isn't your cup of tea, you might want to consider an Amazon FBA. This is when Amazon handles all picking, packing, customer service, and returns for you. So all you have to do is find winning products and keep them well stocked. Platforms like Etsy are also great, especially if you're artsy, crafty, or just good with your hands. People are now making a lot of money from selling homemade goods. However, you don't have to sell physical items. They can be digital as well. I'm talking about courses, templates, graphic designs, and even NFTs. Now, passive income idea number 2 is affiliate marketing. If you don't want to deal with the headache of selling your own products, then you can actually make money selling other people's products. Just imagine riding a jet ski in amazing weather, all while making money from a piece of content you created about a year ago. With affiliate marketing, the rewards continue to roll in. It can be a great source of passive income. And the best part is, it can have pretty unlimited potential. Just think back to when you've referred a friend to Uber Eats or DoorDash, and in return received a voucher for your next order. Now imagine doing this, but at scale, to lots of people online. The difference now is that instead of being a voucher, you get cold, hard cash. The beauty of affiliate marketing is it doesn't require a lot to get started, which is always a bonus. Everything is in your control. But you should know that marketing is key to this passive income idea. It can be done through writing blogs, social media, and posting reviews. Speaking of, you might have actually already seen this done on TikTok, with those videos about Amazon products you need to buy. Just think. Every time someone buys that product, they are getting a rollback and making a sweet profit. You can even affiliate market by just recommending products to family and friends that they might need. Just make sure they use your referral link so you get paid. Personally, I have one rule when it comes to affiliate marketing, and it's that the deal should be mutually beneficial, meaning you guys get something, and in return, I do as well. After all, this is a partnership, not ownership. A perfect example of this is when I suggest grabbing a free stock from the public, worth up to $1,000 if you're in the US. That may sound weird, but in business, it's more about giving than receiving. The gross profit fluctuates a lot, depending on if there are any good deals for our consumers. In all honesty, it's better to turn down about 99.9% of deals that might come your way, if you feel they aren't giving your consumers or partners good enough value. Passive income idea number 3 is starting a YouTube channel, just like this one. I honestly never thought I'd be mentioning this, especially as a boomer, but that's what makes YouTube such a gem. Anyone can start. All you need is a phone and a great internet connection. YouTube can be seen a lot like digital real estate. It takes a lot of work to get the video structured and posted. But once they're up, they can just keep getting views and bringing in income with no further work needed from you. But now you might be wondering, this passive income idea doesn't sound very passive to me. Well, trust me, it is. Coming up with the ideas, researching, filming, editing, yeah, all of that stuff is pretty hard. But if you're talking about something you love, it doesn't really feel like work at all. It's all about putting your efforts into creating what is known by some as evergreen videos. These are the types of videos that always get views. But these always go hand in hand with ads. If you didn't just see a YouTube ad, you need to sort that out. No, but in all seriousness, this is called AdSense. And what this basically means is in return for YouTube putting these ads on your videos, you get a 55% slice of the revenue generated. However, you can't just start YouTube and start making thousands of dollars. First, you need to attract 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of watch time to become monetized. According to a recent study, on average, it takes 15.5 months to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and a grand total of 164 videos. But if you love what you're doing and take the time to make standout videos, you'll see these numbers fly in no time. Something to consider before you start a YouTube channel, though, is that not all channels are created equal. The amount of money you make depends on the type of content you create. Vlogging and children's content are less valuable to advertisers, whereas business and car channels are quite the opposite. I know these 3 ideas might be a lot to take in so far, but let's take a little break to help you catch up. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to keep bringing you only the best money tips and tricks. Now, back to the video. Passive income idea number 4 is selling your own product range. Imagine how cool it would be to pull something from your imagination, create a product around it, and have people from all around the world buy it. This also has the added benefit of being extremely profitable, as you have full control over the price, materials used, and manufacturing process. This allows for healthy margins, which means ultimately more money in your pocket. Creating products is definitely an exciting thing from designing to manufacturing. But the real success comes once everything is set up and the products are just passively selling themselves. Creating your own product might sound difficult at first, since there are lots of moving parts to the whole process. However, it's never been more accessible. It's easy to design what you want on a computer. Back in the day, a lot of people didn't have this luxury. They had to draw out all the designs by hand and measure everything meticulously. Sometimes, though, you'd need to contact manufacturers from other countries, but shipping fees might impact the initial costs. If you can manufacture in your own country at a good price, then this really is the golden ticket, as you have more control and fewer delays. Computers now allow you to connect with people and manufacturers from all across the globe, and quickly compare prices without having to go from factory to factory. It makes the whole process quicker, more efficient, and all around just more fun and hassle-free. What's more is that with the invention of 3D printers, you might not even need a manufacturer at all. So many gaming accessories, like controller stands and game racks, are all created this way. And there's a pretty high demand for these products. They are even making 3D printers to print full-size houses for people to live in. We really do live in the future. Passive income idea number 5 is real estate. Now this one might not be for everyone, as you do require some money to get started. But in my opinion, it's one of the absolute best ways of making passive income and growing your net worth over time. The amazing thing about real estate is you can multiply your money by leveraging a small amount of cash to take control of a cash flow in property. Just think about it. You're controlling an asset and benefiting from it when you don't even own it. Of course, the most obvious way to do this is by putting in some tenants so they're the ones paying off your mortgage for you. The result of this is that you're able to use the rent to pay off the mortgage each month and also have a small amount left over for yourself. Once the property is paid off, all of the rent generated can go right into your pocket. This might be a bit over-glorified, and there are things like maintenance and other costs that can sneak up on you. But it's still a great way to generate passive income. These costs are why I recommend commercial property over residential real estate. Typically, businesses will pay more in rent each month and sign longer leases than families in residential properties. The beauty of this is it gives me more assurance and more confidence to generate higher income. Passive income idea number 6 is retail stores. In 2018, the US Department of Commerce estimated that only 14.3% of total retail sales occurred online. Of course, since the pandemic, people are shopping online more, but customers still prefer to buy in-store, as the customer experience is one aspect that can't be replicated by an online retailer. Before opening a store, there is a lot to consider, such as location, niche, and your customer base. I like to call this the golden trifecta. If one or more of these things are bad or misrepresented, then you're headed for failure. But a lot of people start a shop through passion, which causes them to take their eyes off the numbers and do a bit better. This is the do-or-die idea I see in many businesses, which leads to them going bankrupt, or even worse, becoming a slave to their own business. That's because they don't understand that cash flow is the lifeblood of a retail store. You need to have enough money coming in that it covers your expenses and allows you to make a profit. But more importantly, it's about combining the two markets, traditional and online. That's where the real magic happens. Having the perfect marriage between these two can set your business on the right track and even make you more successful than before. The last passive income idea is brand deals. If you've been around social media, you can see a lot of influencers playing around with this idea. This is thanks to the huge shift recently in the advertising industry. In the past, the only way for advertisers to reach their intended market was to use traditional media like TV and radio. If you go back a bit further, it was the Yellow Pages. But now, it's all changing. And these big brands are now coming to individuals who have amassed a following online. And I don't mean huge ones either. These companies are actually more interested in what they call micro and nano influencers, as they have a stronger connection with their audience, which is, therefore, more targeted and easier to reach. All you have to do really is constantly interact with your audience and make sure they're open to your brand deals and sponsorships. Be transparent with them and let them know what's going on. There isn't any harm in letting them know that you've partnered up with other brands and are helping promote them. Just make sure you're being genuine. I think this is such an amazing time to be alive, since this type of technology is breaking down the barriers between traditional media and the everyday person. We're actually giving the power back to the people. That's why now is the best time to start building your personal brand, as it could be the most important thing you could ever do. Before we move on to the bonus passive income idea, I would really appreciate it if you could share your thoughts on these 7 main ideas. I and a lot of other people I know use these and have seen the best results. I mean, with doing YouTube alone, I can already see my passive income coming in. But I'd love to hear which ones you're dying to try. Let us know in the comments below. As a bonus idea, we present to you, wait for it, stocks and crypto. That's right, you heard me. Stocks and crypto are actually a great way to gain passive income. However, I'm putting this as a bonus one, because until you sell your stocks and crypto, you haven't actually realized your profits. And therefore, I don't think I can class this as a consistent income choice. Stocks and crypto have to be one of the easiest ways to generate passive income, but also the riskiest. It's something you can get started on right away with any amount of money. It's fairly easy to get into. But I do have to warn you that if you're not careful, a lot of things could go wrong. Just be sure to do enough research and invest consistently in your favorite stocks and cryptos. You could even put in index funds, which is something we'll be talking about in the future. Now that we've talked about all of the passive income ideas, the real beauty lies within the fact that anyone could do it. It's definitely not easy, but as I said, all you need is a bit of time, money, and a whole lot of patience to get started. Just know that at the very end, it's going to be worth it, and the security you'll get from it will leave you stress-free. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn a few more tips and tricks to handling your money, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!